Tá. Voltar ao trabalho aqui, né? Mais um dia de trabalho. Tem atualização nos sites, mano? Não. Não. Tem atualização nos sites, não. Então vambora. Arquivos. Nova missão. Tá bom. Ah, tá. Caraca, tem muita coisa pra fazer aqui. Tudo não. Tá, eu tenho que clicar nisso aqui. Vamos mandar isso aqui pra cá. Tá, o negócio é o SCP 660. Tem que ser movido de forma segura para um cofre. Vou mandar isso aqui. E mandar isso aqui, né? O cofre. De forma tranquila. Vamos enviar. Mais um. Tá, vamos enviar o trabalho. E também. Bem tranquilo, tranquilo. Beleza, mais um trabalho feito. Aqui é o SCP-261. Envia. Que doutor que... Eu não sei que doutor, mas a gente só manda pra lá. Nosso trabalho não é perguntar, nosso trabalho é fazer o que manda a gente fazer. Mandou a gente mandar o serviço aqui, a gente manda, mano, e só entrega. Não tem mais? Tá, 5 minutos pra 4 horas agora. Gente, você não vem? Não, não vou não, tá. Pra onde é que eles vão? Eu vou falar, pessoal, vocês estão esquecendo de alguém? Vou falar assim, só pra ver aqui que... Opa, e aí, Carl? Tá a leitura do mês? O quê? Como assim? Tá, cada mês... Ah, o Dr. Trevor, ok. Ah, cada mês tem... É tipo uma apresentação, é tipo... Enfim, coisa de coach, vai. O cara vai lá pra compartilhar o conhecimento dele e tal, não sei o que. Dessa vez vai ser o Dr. Trevor. Eu vou falar interessante. Bora, bora. Tá, vai me mandar o link. Caraca, é sempre online? Eu não consigo, tipo, sair do PC e ir pro local, tipo, presencialmente, mano? É online o negócio. Ah, vamos lá pra conferência então, né? Bora. Beleza, 5 segundos pra começar. Bora. Vamos ver qual é desse problema aqui que teremos que enfrentar. Opa. Começa num videozinho numa casa aconchegante. Tá.
Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
Oh yeah. Ah, beleza. Tem histórias que todo mundo conta e tem histórias que são aquelas pessoas que possuem.
One day, out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox. It made him look like a strawberry. To make sure he didn't spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic. And so, in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Tá.
Mr. Daniel, while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle. I hope you practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
Boa. Boa. Tá. Vamos passar de
Daniel
página.
was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page.
Diz que ele vai treinar
and he
assovio.
knew he should listen.
Viu?
And so he practiced the penny whistle.
Assovio na... Como é que é? Flauta. Ai, meu Deus. A, S, D, E, F, espaço. Eu apertei, irmão. Qual foi? Qual foi, mano? Apertei também. Só fiz 500, mano.
Suddenly,
Errei
he heard
2.
some strange noises in the corner of the attic.
Era um passarinho.
Huh? Who's there?
Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
É um fantasma. Ele vai olhar, mano, qual é o barulho. No sótão, mano. Você tá no sótão, irmão. Eu tô jogando... Caraca, mano. Eu tô dentro de um livro, velho. Uau. Tá. Eu gostei dessa parte. O que é isso? Ah, é um passarinho, ó.
It was a mousetrap, and there was a red origami paper dragon inside of it.
Um dragão de origami foi pego pela armadilha de rato ali.
Carefully removed it. It was marvelous and beautiful. The only problem was part of its wing was damaged.
Aonde?
But
Embaixo?
Daniel found a way to repair it.
Vamos consertar a asa, né? Tá. Calma. Tá, vamos escolher os itens para reparar o dragão. Tá. Eu acho que foi a melhor opção, né? Vou fazer o com lápis.
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the
Ele
paper
esqueceu de
dragon.
tocar o negócio.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
Daniel, você esqueceu de praticar a flauta.
In the warm afternoon sun, Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
E ele dormiu.
Could it be? Or is this all just a dream?
Será que é real ou é só
The
um
next
sonho?
day, with boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains, where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us, they are all inactive.
Tá.
A scrunched up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
Where did this paper ball come from?
Dá um chute.
Just as Daniel went to pick it up,
Qual foi?
the ball suddenly came to life, and it rolled away. Daniel chased after it.
Cara, o sótão não tá deixando ele praticar, mano. Cadê a bola? Olha. Vem cá, bola. Ô, qual foi? Bota aqui. Bota. Que? Peguei.
Just as he was about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it. Before his very eyes, the paper ball began to grow, bigger and bigger. At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared. The red figure quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box.
O dragão,
Daniel studied
moleque.
the red figure carefully. It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
I
Sim.
wasn't dreaming. Thank you for saving me.
Cara, vamos voltar
Daniel
pra
was
praticar, né?
grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away. Just then, Daniel had an idea.
Tocar uma música pra ele, vai.
He took out his penny whistle and slowly played
Boa,
a tune.
boa. Ai, lá vamos nós. Ai, meu Deus. Nossa, tem muita coisa vindo. Quê? Acho que eu apertei antes, sei lá.
The paper dragon
Errei dois de
enjoyed
novo,
the sound
cara.
very much. It began to move along with the rhythm.
Ó, o dragão
flipping up
gostou
and
do
down
som,
in
é
the
isso, ó.
air.
Dançando.
Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends. The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air,
Quê?
communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
Cara, o que será que ele escreveu, mano? Deixa eu só limpar um óculos aqui, cara, que eu tô sofrendo pra ficar olhando pra essa tela. Boatos que esse óculos aqui tem bloqueio de luz azul. Vamos ver, né? Vamos jogar com ele. Faço ideia se vai funcionar, mas vambora.
My cherished friend.
Querido
After
amigo.
many long years, we finally
De
meet
novo?
again. Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me. You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument. But we are to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works? You're welcome to visit any time.
The piece of paper then changed back into the shape of a paper dragon and flew into the cardboard box. The box closed shut, and a calm silence was restored to the attic. Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips.
Here. Aqui o quê? E... Ah, aqui tem dragões.
Over the next few days, the
Ele
paper
continuou.
dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
Ele chamou amigos ainda? Ou ele só mostrou...
My cat's name is Mrs. Carter.
Ah, ele só mostrou, ok?
Ever since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends. That's Duke, Mrs.
Ah.
Jessica's pet. He
Cachorrinho.
doesn't like rainy days or Mrs. Carter. Only smoked sausages for his taste. And now we are friends too. My
Boa.
name is Daniel.
Ah, é. Qual é o nome do dragão, mano?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny?
Penny.
keep practicing to make it sound
Não, nome de
better.
dragão, ô Daniel, por favor, né, mano?
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the attic.
Vai jogar a bola no...
Cat.
Não, tá maluco? Faz isso não, Daniel. Ah, pera. Eu acho que eu tinha que ficar parado, porque... Pega! Ai, ficou vermelho. Vai ficar verde. Ai, não.
But just as they were in the middle of enjoying themselves,
Ah, vai entrar a mulher.
violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
Meu Deus, você errou o negócio, mano.
The stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last
Terremoto.
time.
Daniel, entra na caixa.
This moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out, followed by several paper balls.
Deu ruim.
Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box. Penny then flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right back into the box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped.
Caraca, o terremoto é causado
Facing a
pela
friend's
caixa.
farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost. He moved the box to the center of the attic.
Ele vai entrar na caixa.
Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle day in and day out.
Só não entra na caixa, Daniel.
As the days went by, Daniel's playing became smoother. One day, the box suddenly began to move.
Ah, não. Cadê o dragão?
Huh?
Cadê? Não.
1, 2, 3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons.
4 dragões de papel, mano.
But
Muita
they weren't alone.
bola.
Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Daniel, ajuda.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
5.8, a magnitude
Small
do
attic,
terremoto.
The 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls use new tactics. They clump together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper
No,
dragons
Penny.
as they flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other.
Daniel, você tem que fazer alguma coisa, Daniel.
Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious.
Vai, Daniel.
Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and
Oh.
gathered the remainder of its power.
Ó, Penny não faz isso, hein?
The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light
Caraca,
and then
atravessou.
straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon.
Ó, outro.
The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls.
Boa.
Trembling, they struggled to escape back into the box.
Caraca, incrível, mano.
Sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper,
Não, Penny.
and a silence pervaded. Peace and tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He
Calma.
rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
Vou começar do azul, aquele é a Penny. Penny?
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box.
Muitos dragões de papéis. Uau,
The
vambora.
2 wounded paper dragons were repaired and began to fly. Like 2 colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison.
O jogo ficou
Dragons
fofinho, vai.
moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard work and practice.
Ah. Acabou? Ah, não, tem mais. Como eu errei, mano. Errei 2 de novo. Vambora! Bora, Daniel! Incrível, cara, incrível. Acabou, né? Muito bom, errei 2 de
In the
novo.
sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons.
Eu entrei no mundo dos dragões. É isso, agora eu tô vivendo como treinar seu dragão. Por que tem um coelho? Tá, eu acho que agora é eu que sou de papel aqui.
The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room, for it is the last remaining entryway into your world.
Nossa.
Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever.
Ah, tá.
We will never forget our eternal mission of protecting.
Eles vão ter que destruir a caixa. Mas eles falaram que não vai ser pra sempre, né? Esse momento de distância.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box.
E a caixa? Não?
Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again.
É, eu acho que sim, viu? Nunca mais veremos os dragões de
A few
papel.
days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could now play the penny whistle very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned.